That's what happens when you play a player who's a lot better than you.
Check.
We're going to go straight for check with the Ruy Lopez. Then we'll transition it into an Italian. See if we can do some weakening of his position. We're getting in a very early attack.
This is a player that attacks early and vigorously and looks for an early advantage and moves quicker than I do. This is a very fast chess player, and I'm pretty fast. And that can sometimes make me play too fast. I start playing faster than I'm used to because I do normally play faster than other players. It puts me into a very big disadvantage that I haven't really thought through my moves because they can think quicker than me.
Queenside castle.
So I need to force myself to slow down when I play this sort of play. But what I wanted to do here was just really get in early. Get in early. And with an unusual position, I'm a very strong believer in dragging your opponent into uncharted territory so that they can't use tricks and traps that they've learned.
Where can she go?
So shock tactics, the first scare is that his queen might have felt like she might be about to be embarrassed there. But the second shock tactic, which I love, is to take a minor piece with one of my major pieces. Just to grab this knight with my rook. He can recapture with his king, but then his king cannot castle. Loses the right to castle, and I'll check him again with my other rook. If he doesn't do something about it, I would have taken the knight with check. It would have been horrendous, so my bishop can still escape. I've taken a knight for a rook, but I've taken his best knight. It was in the best position, it was the most mobile knight. I've now got two mobile knights, relatively mobile knights. He's only got one. And I think that's a good trade-off. I don't mind trading off minor pieces with my major pieces.
Inside castle in.
That old idea that you've got to castle kingside because your opponent castled queenside just never dies, does it, that idea? It never dies.
It's happened in some famous games, including one of the ones in the Raymond Keane book, The 12 Best Games of Chess. And I think it's just gone to people's heads. It is not always the case that you should castle on the opposite side to your opponent and run the pawns up. That is one way of playing, but you've got to take each game by its own merits, which sometimes means not castling at all.
Let's begin the attack on his king then.
When you're offered a gift like this, especially from a tight player such as this one, you've got to ask yourself, what was that pawn for? Why is he giving me that pawn?
Well, that's a free pawn, isn't it? If ever I saw one, I'll just take that.
The only reason can be because he wants to get the knight away from my rook. And interestingly, note how he's not willing to give up a rook to get rid of my knight. He won't take my knight with his rook. That's the kind of thing I would do. I'll never hesitate to do that if it means getting rid of that minor piece. They can sometimes be more annoying, more firm an anchor than any rook. And all I want to do now is tighten the net on his king, and that is just what I'm doing. Thrice I'm attacking the pawn in front of his king now, and I've got more pawns coming. And now he must be wondering,
check.
With that kamikaze flight into my
Check.
camp, the act of a desperate man.
And
why he castled
I think I've got you in a bit of a spot here.
on the king's side.
Check.
There it is.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping for.
Check.
But after this, immediately check for back ranking for yourself before you start cleaning up these pawns. So easy to get back ranked by a rook. It's much less likely to happen if you've castled queenside, of course.
Check.
But always check for that back rank as soon as you've gained this massive advantage.
Promotion to queen.
$46 to humiliate that one. Took 46 minutes to humiliate that player. They were beating me. It's good if you've got a match where someone keeps beating you and you do manage to beat them in a humiliating way. Try and end on that one.